What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Little Scale Cars YouTube channel. Today in the review box we have the BMW 320 Group 5 race car from Hot Wheels. This one debuted in a Target 2-pack, I believe. And, it's a first casting, so maybe it's not so good, maybe it's got some flaws, or maybe it's absolutely fantastic. Let's take a closer look and find out. So, getting started with our casting as always. We'll take a quick look here and we can see that our proportions are very, very nice, which is good. We'll go ahead and pop the real life car up in the corner there for you to compare. And then we can look at what is metal and what is not. So everything you see is pretty much metal. This is a very, very nice heavy casting. We have our splitter back here, spoiler extra thingy back here, that's metal casted. The rear spoiler, completely metal. The splitter up front, completely metal, unlike on the recently reviewed Fiat. Coming into here, these little intake things are actually casted out. They're punched out. They're not there. There is a little bit of interior thing behind them. Looks really good overall. We do get mirrors on this casting. And once again, being a premium, we do have a metal base. It looks pretty good and it has exhaust poking out on both sides, which again, just looks really cool. You'll notice down here on the sides that our wheels are actually slightly different sized, which is actually accurate to the real life car. They were very much like that. I think the wheel size themselves is actually the same, but the tire is a little thicker on this one, which kind of gives it that bigger look. These vents up here, they are casted in, look good. Back here, I'm assuming this is like where you put the gas in, maybe? That is casted in. Looking really good. Just overall, the casting, very, very nice. Very, very cool. I'm a big fan of how they did this one. Moving into the paint and deco. So we got a very nice BMW Motorsport kind of traditional livery for this release. And it does match pretty closely to some real life liveries that this car ran. So that's always good. Always something that you want to see. At the time of this recording, this is the only available release of this casting thus far. However, we do know that there is a race day variant coming, which also replicates a real-life livery. So there is no going wrong at this point with this casting. Moving into our details, starting up front. We do have two very nice headlights detailed on, tampoed on. The little reflectors on the side looking good. The entire grille area looks really, really nice. The tampo work there is very good. This is actually etched, I forgot to mention that, in the casting section. So that looks good. Making our way onto the hood, these kind of vents up here, they get tampo treatment, look really good. We do get a BMW logo here, and we get the pins that would have been holding the hood even tampoed on, which is really cool. Making our way down the side, we have good wheel choice, I feel like. Again, they are two different sizes, at least with the tires, making it appear as if they're two different sizes. And when we come to the back here, we do get some little, venting kind of tampoed in here. We get a BMW badge there, and we get some very nicely detailed taillights. So overall, our details are very, very nice for this release. Moving into our roll test. Being a Hot Wheels premium, it should be no surprise that it rolls, and it rolls extremely smooth. I put this one on the scale, and it comes out to be 52.57 grams, so it has some real heft to it. It is one of the heaviest castings in my collection. Moving into our pros and cons, getting started with our pros. The first and biggest pro is the casting itself. The proportions and everything are just done so nicely. The engineering of the casting done very, very nicely. Just overall very good, very accurate, and I am a huge fan of that factor. The other cool thing that I will put as a pro is that this is definitely the easiest way to get the 320 Group 5 race car in 1/64th. I don't know of any other brands that have ever done this car. I'm sure that at least one has been done before in the past. But this is going to be the easiest way to get it. That being said, for cons, though, that kind of rolls right into the biggest con of this release, and that is that it was a 2-pack exclusive. So not only did you have to compete with the fact that maybe your area doesn't have Target, but you have to compete with the fact that you might not like the other car that it came with. Personally, I didn't mind the other car that it came with, really liked that one, so it wasn't that big of a deal for me. but I can definitely see the fact that this one being store exclusive and you have to buy another car with it being a big turnoff for a lot of collectors. For some quick size comparisons, here we have it with some other more modern BMW racing machines, with the BMW M4 GT3 from Mini GT and the BMW M2 GT2 from Hot Wheels. And here we have it with some other random cars you might have in your collection, with the Hot Wheels Alfa Romeo 155 V6 Ti and the Tomica Premium Ferrari FXX-K. So with all that out of the way, it is now time to give it the overall final scores. The hype level for this one was pretty high, but not insanely high, that's for sure. I'm going to give it an 8.8 out of 10. The execution of this one is basically flawless. I really have no real complaints. I think that it being a 2-pack exclusive for its debut release, a little bit of a miss there, and so for that reason, the execution will get a 9.8 because how it is released definitely factors into the execution. Community input. Here was what the Council of Diecast had to say, and the council was a little bit rough on this one. I'm not really sure what their beef was. No one really gave a really good reason for their beef with the casting, but overall, the community input is going to come out to be a 7.8 out of 10. When we take these three categories, add them up, and divide by 3, we will get an average of 8.8 out of 10, and I think that is a very fitting score for this release, because I think it is really, really fantastic. This is like peak Hot Wheels casting as far as how they did everything here, how it's all engineered. Honestly, this is some of their best work. I don't have any complaints with the shape, with the proportions, anything like that. The deco does everything I really want it to do. Obviously, you're never going to really get a 100% accurate thing from Hot Wheels when it comes to the livery. They're not going to chase all the licensing to make sure that every single decal is perfectly accurate. And I'm okay with that because, it's a $6, $7 model. Yeah, I can live with the fact that the livery is just an homage to a real-life livery. The detailing on this one is also very, very nice. They didn't really miss anything that I feel was very important. I really like how everything came out. The only massive downside, like I've mentioned in the cons section, was that it was a 2-pack exclusive. Thankfully, if you do have Targets in your area, this one didn't seem to be too hard to find. Targets just aren't in your area. Yeah, I can see that having been a little troublesome to try to track down. I feel like the car it came with, for me personally, was pretty good. What was it? The BMW CSL in a BMW Motorsport Rally. I thought that was cool. I definitely feel like this is one you should absolutely pick up, whether you're a fan of racing, whether you're just a BMW fan, or if you just like cars in general. This is definitely one you want to add to your collection. If you missed out on this particular livery and you just don't want the 2-pack, definitely you're going to want to pick up the Car Culture one coming out soon here, and keep your eye out on future releases to see if you get another kind of BMW Motorsport homage livery. And with that, guys, that is all I have for this review. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you are new, and leave a comment down below telling me what your thoughts are on this particular model, and I will see you in the next video.